welcome to the Tome podcast, a podcast about all things board gaming. I'm your host, Minty. Sitting across from me today, my co-host, Pops. How you doing today, mate?
All right. Yeah, not too bad.
Good. I think we should probably start by maybe a small apology / explanation on the gap that's happened.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
Life.
Life.
Life happened. Before Christmas, we recorded 2 episodes, for which I edited one. Then
lost the laptop.
Lost the laptop in the Kallax. And then took a little while extra to edit the next one, and then life got in the way again.
But it's Christmas, so no one does anything over Christmas.
We're hoping to get back on track now and try and get a couple.
A few more.
Yeah. We're going to try and be a bit more active on social media. We're also going to try and get the podcast onto other platforms, YouTube, Apple, that kind of stuff. Apple. Who says Apple?
Apple?
Onto other platforms just so it's available for more people.
Yeah.
I'd like to say thank you to everyone who has listened to us so far. We have hit 100 listens. We're actually on 101.
Oh, wow.
And that's brilliant. I mean, we're 5 episodes in, 4 episodes in.
Yeah. For some of them we don't really push, or
Yeah.
it's just word of mouth. That's not too bad.
Thank you. Yeah, and a big thank you goes to the people listening over the pond in the States, whether you're just using a VPN and telling us you live over there or whatever. It's nice to see that we're not just going out to where we live, really.
Ourselves.
Yeah.
We just listen to ourselves, really. That's it.
Yeah, I've listened to it 100 times, apparently. No.
I was that other one. No, I never listened to this.
So, just a little bit about what we're going to do throughout this year. We've already planned our episodes ahead of time this time, so we know what we're doing, when we're doing
We're
it.
that organised, are we?
Yes, we are this time.
Wow.
Just as a quick preview as to what's coming up, around May time we'll be doing a preview of the UK Board Game Expo.
We might even do some content while we're there.
Yeah, we'll definitely do some stuff while we're there. If you guys are going, let us know. It'd be nice to meet some of the people that actually listen to us. I'll try and get some merch made for then, so you know who we are.
We'll just stick a bomb. If you see a sticker, take a photo. Tag us.
Absolutely. So, today's episode, we're going to be doing our looking forward to 2025 episode. I know it's slightly late and we're in February, and you've already had an episode this year.
Yeah.
But
that was That was in the past.
Yes. So, this episode's going to be just a general chat between me and Pops. We're going to do a quick review of 2024 and then things we are looking forward to in 2025. Obviously, we've got the Pops quiz. And then, so this might not be the longest episode, but we'll see how we go, shall we? So, to start, Pops.
Hello.
What was your favourite game of 2024?
My favourite game was not even a game that came out in 2024. It was Final Girl.
Nice.
Did enjoy that. I am a bit of a loner. So I will sit there and I'm taking this one for the loners out there, that solo board game. I'll sit there in my office, play with myself.
Giggity.
Giggity goo. And I'll put on a Final Girl. There's a couple of episodes. I got 2 of them at the moment. There's a season 2, and I think a season 3 is either just come out or coming out.
I think it's coming out at the minute.
Yeah, there is a season 3. I think pre-order, especially on some of the more known game providing websites.
Absolutely. Is there anything about that game that makes it stand out for you? Apart from it being solo and quite a good solo.
It was, you really get into it. Like, it's a little bit unpredictable. So you have I'm not going to give it away too much for people who want to go out and play it, but you get a setup card, and there's a few different setups, and each way kind of dictates luck of the draw, look at the cards, as if you're going to be successful or whether you're going to get absolutely annihilated within the first few turns, like I did first time I played it.
I like that about games though. Like, I don't like to play a game and completely destroy it first time round. You know, it'd become boring if that was the case. I mean, we've done a few of the exit games. Obviously, they're a one-time play, and you never want it to be too simple. I'm looking forward to giving this final girl a go. We were going to do it today, but we got sidetracked.
Just a bit, and we had to eat.
Yeah, and we ate. But yeah, so that's good.
Yeah, it's a good little game. Though there's loads of expansion. Each episode's kind of an expansion. You can't play it without the core kit. It's quite a cheap game as well. You see on some websites where it's like £16, £18 for the older seasons core box. Sometimes you probably get that for about £14. So yeah, good cheap game. I think some of the newer episodes are maybe 20, 25 quid. Still sub 30 quid's pretty good. You can get the miniatures for it as well, so you can enhance your gameplay with it as well. And it was also one of the most popular games on Kickstarter, I believe. Like, it was the most backed Kickstarter solo board game.
Solo wise, I think, yeah,
something like that. Anyway,
I know we saw at the expo last year the complete season 1, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That was all minis. I think there was neoprene mats involved. There was all the other stuff, and I think it worked out about £400 worth of stuff for about £200.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you can get this stuff cheaper if needed. It does look really good if you're a horror enthusiast, especially. It looks.
Oh yeah.
Really
If you like your horror films where the final girl gets slashed apart, classic B-movie horrors and stuff like that, go for it.
Absolutely. I'm going to do something ever so slightly different for my favourite. I'm going to do my favourite game of the entire year that I've played, and my favourite game that was released in 2024. My favourite game that was released in 2024 is Wormspan.
I've seen it. I want to play it, but I haven't got around to it yet.
We haven't got around to it just yet. I was a massive fan of Wingspan. It's just a nice game to play, nice and simple to explain. I've been playing Wormspan with my 11-year-old niece, and she can play on her own. It's different enough to Wingspan. It has enough differences, and the evolution of the game is good. It brings you back, but also doesn't stop me from wanting to play Wingspan. And it's dragons. Who doesn't like dragons?
There's other spans.
There's a new one coming out.
There's the fish span.
Fin span, yeah.
Fin span. That's not fish.
I sent that to my wife because we are both fans of the span games, and she said no.
She doesn't know what comes in the post, right?
Absolutely. Well, I'm definitely going to have a look, but I think I'm definitely going to play that one before buying it, unlike Wormspan. My favourite game to play in 2024 so far has actually been Earth.
I really enjoyed that when we played it.
I bought it last expo. No, 2 expos ago. And never really got it to the table. And last year I managed to get it to the table a few times, and it was just really good. I think in the end I ended up playing it 5 or 6 times with different people. And it's just a good game. It's nice and easy. It's not too long. It's not too complex. The artwork's incredible. And just the concept of the game's really good, I think, personally.
I think it's one of them where, because of the artwork, a bit like Dog Park, the artwork and the thought that's gone into that game, and it just makes it more engrossed. You get more engrossed into it.
Absolutely. I was just going to do a few shout-outs to games that we played in 2024. I know one of them that I'm going to shout out came out in 2023, and that'll be Sky Team. Me and you sat and played that the other week. We crashed the first time. I think it's got enough it's complex enough.
Complexity.
Yeah. To be taxing, and then obviously with all the extra bits going to different locations and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, once you get Montreal out of the way, it really opens up the game. But it's a good way of teaching you how to play the game.
Absolutely, and for a 2-player game, there's a lot to do, which is really good, and it's fair on both sides.
Yeah, like I read in places where people don't like the quietness of it, where you don't talk, you just talk when you set up, and then that's it. I don't quite know what that's meant to emulate. Is that meant to emulate like actually flying a plane and concentrating? But
I don't know, but just because you can't talk about what you're doing doesn't mean you can't talk.
It says in the book you can't. It says you have to be in silent.
It doesn't say you have to be silent. It says you can't talk about what you're going to do, doesn't it?
It just says you can't talk.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm sure it says that.
Well,
if I'm wrong, I'll tell you in a future
we'll
episode.
double check that. Another game I want to talk about quickly. I've played it once so far, so it's not going to get that much of a review. Obviously, I don't like doing it on a one play, but my initial reaction to the game has been really good. Is Arcs from the creators of Root.
It's been pretty high up on the Board Game Geek.
Very good game. I've played it with my wife and daughter. Obviously, my daughter's 5, so
And she plays that.
She played it not to the same level, obviously, but she understood a little bit. She played alongside us, and it was quite good. It's quite strategic. It can be very cutthroat. So that's one of those I'm looking forward to looking at a bit more, and we'll go through those when we get to it. Right, we're going to move on to 2025. So my first thing I want to speak to you about, Trappy, is what are you most looking forward to next year?
What am I most, in terms of what?
Whether it be a game or an event.
Okay, so the biggest thing is obviously the expo. No, it's bigger this year. It seems to get bigger every year. I'm only doing the one day because I have a family, whereas my family isn't old enough to come with me, so to speak. But I'll try and fit as much as I can into that Friday. There's some new bits in there, like there's some tournaments. Whether I'll enter a tournament remains to be up for debate at the moment. But yeah, the expo is definitely number one priority in terms of gaming. I'm looking forward to Turbulence. So you mentioned Sky Team. Turbulence comes out, the expansion, which I think it's due out about April time.
Something like that.
Yeah, so it'll be really cheap. I think it's like £8, which
I think it's just is it like a blister pack of cards?
Pretty much, I believe. I think there might be a few little tokens and things like that, but yeah, it's just more.
My one worry with Turbulence is that it's going to do a heavy rain from heat.
Yeah.
Where it doesn't have that much impact. I don't know. It's not the same company.
It just gives you more stuff to do. Yeah.
So we'll see how it balances. Really, I mean, it'd be nice to play a bit more Sky Team.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the longer runs or the shorter ones, just to see.
Yeah, I'd like to do some of the longer ones with like the headwind and fuel and everything taken into consideration. Just adds that extra bit of element.
Absolutely, we'll report back on that one.
Yeah, we'll do some Sky Team soon. Visiting a few more board game cafes. Yeah. There's one that's just opened up. Well, I don't say if it's just opened, but there's one that's been open in Worcester.
Oh, nice.
So we can head back there and go and check it out. I forget the name of it. I think it's like Dice Room or Dice Rooms. I think it's something like that. Obviously go back to Thirsty Meeples and see if there's any. There should be a few others.
Yeah,
but I'd like to go back to Mana Screw, although that's not a board gaming cafe.
No,
quite like to go back there and get a table one day and just have a massive session.
Absolutely, it might be. I think it's something we spoke about before. Like, put the feelers out, see if there's anybody around the area of Mana Screw one day. Put an open invitation to come out and maybe sit with us and play some games or pick our brains or whatever over a game.
Yeah.
There's definitely one I know of in Nottingham, Ludokarate.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there a couple of times. It's very good. It doesn't have the same selection as Thirsty, and has a completely different atmosphere. But definitely worth going to have a look at. There are a few around now, so we can definitely have a look. I went to the Thirsty in Bath last year, so that could be good fun. We could go down.
Yeah, we could kind of combine it. You could do Worcester and then Bath. It's
Yeah.
only an hour and a half.
Yeah. So yeah, that's something that we can definitely have a look into
Mm-hmm.
next year. I'm just going to jump in quickly, and just talk a little bit more about the expo. Obviously, that's on my looking forward to list.
I think it's on everyone's list, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone should be looking forward to the expo. Like, you know, you've got Essen, got Spiel. Is it pronounced Spiel?
Spiel.
Spiel.
Spiel. I don't. Yeah.
Let me know. Let me know how you pronounce it, because I can't even talk English.
Right. That's on the list to do. I was hoping to do it this year, but with baby number 2 on the way, it's gonna have to go on the back burner. And because they've now moved it to Oktoberfest weekend, I think we're just gonna have to
just go
shelf
for
it
Oktoberfest
for now.
We'll just go Oktoberfest and just get ruined.
What I like about the expo and what I'm looking forward to again is seeing the new games. I mean, I have a giant collection of games now, so I'm starting to struggle to find games with new concepts. And the expo is just a great place to find those new ones, those hidden gems. One of the games I'm going to talk about in a bit, it was found at the expo one year, and being able to go to the expo and actually speak to the designer or the team that make the game is just second to none for me.
Yeah, I find it really useful when you've got people like Element Games, Magic Madhouse.
Yep.
Chaos Cards, all that. You know, that usually you're just dealing with them as a website, whereas you can actually go and talk to the people that work for these companies and see what games they like and what new games are coming in and things like that. So it's a really useful networking side of thing as well.
Absolutely. I mean, when we went for Earth, just meeting the guys that work there at Inside Up Games, it changed the perspective of the game slightly. You could tell how invested they were in the game. Not saying it swayed me to get in the game more, but it intrigued me a lot more. So it's just those things, like the game I'm going to talk to about in a bit. We stood talking to the designer for ages. We play tested it with him, found some things and spoke to him about it. So we found a couple of snags in the game, and he remedied them then and there. So that's just nice to have. You can feel how much they're involved in that game. You know, sometimes when you go to the stalls and it's just people that are being paid to be there to show this one game, and they've got no feeling for it. You know, they're just being told, show people how to play this game, and that's it. Something else at the expo I'm looking forward to, especially with you guys coming as well, is the Starship Simulator. We had a go last year where we had 3 of us, and then there was 3 randos, and it was just really good fun. I think I've got to speak to the boys and see if we're going to do the longer version this time. You can do an hour session or a 2-hour session.
Do a 2-hour session after walking around the expo all day.
Yeah, mate.
Then we're going to go into the gaming room probably till midnight.
That hour felt like 10 minutes. And it is really good fun. So I'm hoping...
What time are you making me get up and leave?
We'll see. I don't know yet. I believe my wife is away that weekend. So there might be a bit of child moving around.
Possibly.
Something else I'm looking forward to, call me a soft person if you like, is actually taking my daughter again. We took her last year on the Sunday and found loads of family games that she just loved. She had a session at D&D with this volunteer. I couldn't do what he did, teaching kids how to play D&D. She just loved it. And it was nice to see, you know, and it kind of changed my perspective on the Sunday a little bit, because we were just playing giant versions of other games, you know, and we tried out a few new kids games, and I think throughout the year we've bought them all. all the ones that she liked anyway.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's the expo for me really.
I think there's what I'm looking forward to for the expo as well is learning more games, like learning D&D. You know, it's not just for kids to learn how to play D&D. It's for the old farts like me.
Absolutely.
To know, oh, you can't actually do this. We're like, hold on, I thought D&D was all about my imagination.
Absolutely. That obviously D&D is something we're going to get you into this year.
Yeah, I'm already planning my D&D life.
So we'll definitely sort that out. Is there anything else, any other games you were looking forward to?
Yeah. So game wise, So games, I've got a few I've got my eye on.
Yep.
One of them being Wine Cellar.
Okay.
Don't really know much about it at the moment, but the artwork looks really, really cool.
Is this a game that's in development or out?
I think it's in development. I don't think it is out yet. I need to do a bit more research onto this game, but I would imagine it's something to do with wine and selling wine and
absolutely
having a vineyard, maybe. I don't know. If anyone knows about it, let me know.
Yeah, send us some links or whatever on Instagram, or we have a Twitter now.
We have a Twitter. What's the address?
Tome of Worms Pod on Twitter, I believe.
And you run the Twitter page.
I do run the Twitter page. There's got to be a way to link all of our socials together.
There is a way. We are just not incredibly technological.
So the address is at Tome of Worms Pod, all one word, all lowercase.
Go give us a follow.
There's not a lot on there, and we currently have one follower, and that follower is me.
It's not me because I am not on Twitter.
Sorry, X. We'll have to give it its proper name. We're on X.
Sorry, X.
So we will try and do a little bit more on social media, like we said. I'll jump in again. There is one game I'm really, really looking forward to this year. I'm hoping it comes to fruition this year, and that is War of the Worlds One More Day. This is the game I was saying about earlier, with sitting down and speaking to the designer Matthew. The company that are making it is the Great Nothing Games, and the designer Matthew. We've sat down with the first year we played it, and then we spoke to him quickly last year. I think you were with us when we spoke to him on the Saturday. The man in the bowler hat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember him.
He's a lovely, lovely man, and I'm really willing for this game to come to fruition. I'll just give you a quick rundown of what it is. It's a story-driven deck-building, exploration and survival game based on the events of the novel of The War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. So it's more book-based than movie-based, and he makes that very prominent when he does his spiel. So his write-up says, you take on the role of a journalist or infantry soldier during the Martian invasion in Victorian England. Explore various locations around London as you play through one of 6 challenges and varied stories. Build your deck each turn to improve your chances of staying alive against the events and engagements that threaten mankind's survival. From Martian fighting machines and heat rays to black smoke and red weed, ruffian gangs, Martian harvesters, packs of savage dogs and more. Finish a story by completing objectives and overcoming challenges before learning about the weaknesses of the invaders and survive long enough to witness their death. It's quite extensive.
That is very extensive.
Like it says, it is a card game. We sat down and played it for probably about an hour with him, and then carried on talking to him for another hour about the design. The artwork is beautiful on the cards that he's done so far. Matthew did put up a Instagram post the other day saying that it's been accepted to Kickstarter, so hopefully that comes out soon.
Shouldn't take long.
I know last year he was saying he wanted it to go to Kickstarter just after the expo, but he had major technical issues, so I'm hoping that comes to fruition. He is somebody we're going to speak to at the expo about maybe getting an interview with.
Mm-hmm.
That's something else for the expo that's new for us this year. We are going to go as punters, but also slightly at work.
We might do a few little snippets.
Yeah.
I think we might do a little sit down with a few people.
Going to definitely try. Like I said, yeah. So that's War of the Worlds, One More Day. So yeah, have you got any other ones?
In terms, I don't know how new these games are. That is the thing.
No, that's fine. If it's something you're looking forward to playing this year, I mean, you are still quite new to the gaming world, gaming world.
I'm experienced from video game, should we say? My video game life has been well over 30 years. My board gaming life has probably been over 30 months.
Yeah.
If that.
Absolutely.
World Order, I think, is quite an interesting.
We saw
game.
a little bit of this, didn't we, at the expo last year?
Yes, and it looks like it could be really, really fun. Kind of gave me the Pandemic vibe. Not in the way it played, but the way it looks with the world map and the bits and pieces that come with it. We'll see if it is. I don't know if it is out this year. It might be out this year. I think it was.
It might
Spiel last year in Essen.
Yeah, I think it released at Essen.
Yeah,
Essen is Spiel, by the way.
I thought Spiel was German and Essen was
German.
Dutch.
No, Essen. It's in Essen. Spiel is in Essen. We call it Essen because it's in Essen.
Which is. My geography is really bad.
It's a 7-hour drive from here.
Well, looks like you're driving.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I think it was either majorly previewed at Essen, but it may have also released at Essen. I'm not 100% sure whether that was just for Kickstarter or GameFound or whatever. It did take my eye when we did it. It is the company that made Hedge Money.
Yeah, it is. Let me bring up who it is. Yeah. Company.
I've got coasters from them somewhere.
Homogic Project Games.
Oh, okay. From what I saw of Hedge Money, it's a heavy game, so I think they're quite a heavy game company. I like heavy games personally, but for those people out there that are like, oh, maybe, I think it might be quite heavy.
That is quite a complex game, Hedge Money.
Yeah. Ginge has it. And I believe him and his wife sat down and played it, and it just confused them for 3.5 hours. They enjoyed it, really enjoyed it, but I think it's a game that needs more than 2 players.
Yeah.
A bit like trying to play, Twilight Imperium with only 3 players.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going to talk about a game that me and you both liked the look of last year, and that was AV Ghost 2nd edition. The game designed to be played in the dark.
Yes, it was. It seems like it went very, very quiet. It was something that really grabbed my attention there. Really liked the look of. Really liked the way it was playing, and then all of a sudden, nothing.
Yeah, I think that was your first introduction to new games at the expo.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those games where you couldn't buy it, but the guys were there. Yeah, them being a bit quiet is a small reservation for me. After reading the preview page for the crowdfunding they've got coming up, there is a little line at the bottom that does worry me, and that is that not everybody was backed last time. Everybody that backed it last time didn't get their pledge. Now, I'm fully aware that when you pledge to a crowdfunding, you're not guaranteed an item, but when half the people get it and half the people don't, it's a worry. Now, at the bottom of their page, as I have in front of me here, it does say that they will be delivering to those people this time round.
Mm-hmm. But then, do they have to back it again, or
no? So it does say for backers of the 1st edition, if this crowdfunding campaign is successfully financed, we will send the base game and/or Grace expansion manufactured in the first edition by the old publisher for free shipment to all backers that never receive their game. So it doesn't tell me whether you have to back it again or not. Now, the other worrying thing there is, are the people that are backing it for the second edition then paying for them to reprint the first edition for these people?
Sounds like it.
But it looks like they're going in the right direction as to making up for what they've done. I'm sure they've had plenty of flack from people. There are some companies that go quiet and you never hear from them again. So the fact that they're going again and promising to deliver and all that kind of stuff, if it's successful, does help.
Yeah.
But all that aside, the game looked incredible.
Yeah, it did. It looked amazing.
The basic concept of the game is you're a paranormal investigator. I'm going to start that again. I'm going to read what it says on their page for AV Ghost. It says, AV Ghost Paranormal Investigation is a cooperative for 1 to 4 players, where you take control of a team of paranormal investigators. All of them are a part of a specialised agency that investigates and solves paranormal events and poltergeists. In the game, you will be hired by several people with issues who will request you to cleanse their homes for troublesome ghosts and spirits. This game is designed to be played in the dark, and there is an app that gives background music with sounds and voices.
Also known as Spotify.
Well, this is apparently the app is necessary for gameplay. So
full companion or like pandemic or
so I think it's like Mansions. You need the app to play it. That's Mansions of Madness 2nd edition. You need the app to be able to play it. Now, when we were talking to the guys, I know Ginge had a problem understanding them because of their thick Italian accents. But from what we gathered from it was the app, you play it in the dark because your character is stood on a flashlight.
Mm-hmm.
And the app is supposed to have suspenseful music and it's supposed to be a very atmospheric game. The way you defeat the ghosts or poltergeists or paranormal activity is by collecting different coloured glass lenses to go over it. And you need to hit the certain ghosts in order for them to evaporate or disappear or cross over. And it just seemed really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we do have those reservations about it, but I'm not going to let that deter me from the thing. I'm always willing to give a company a second chance. Whether it comes back and bites me on the backside, I'll let people know. I've only ever really had one bad thing with crowdfunding where I've spent, hundreds of pounds.
A lot of money.
And nothing's happened. The company's just run off and nobody got anything. I'm hoping that doesn't happen again, but we'll definitely see with this one. It's intrigued me enough to be able to...
Yeah, this one they're real people.
Yeah.
Whereas you're not just putting all your eggs into one basket on an online hope.
Yep.
So to speak.
Absolutely. And the guys seemed genuine, and they did. To be fair, they did tell us they had problems when we spoke to them at the expo. So I'm willing to give that a go. I do have another game, and it's very much like yourself. This game is not being made in this year. The expansion for it is, but this is Dinogenics.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm a massive dinosaur nerd. I love dinosaurs, and how I missed this game in 2019 baffles me. I have the write-up for it again. It says, Dinogenics is a competitive game for 2 to 5 players in which each player attempts to build and run their own successful dinosaur park.
Sounds like a very famous movie.
It does, doesn't it?
Yes.
Each player is the head of their own corporation with access to their own private island resort. Each season, players assign agents to the mainland to compete over DNA and other limited resources. Once collected, players can build fences, various park facilities, and populate their park with dinosaurs. Parks with the most prestigious dinosaurs will attract the most visitors, but beware, if dinosaurs are neglected or improperly penned, they will attempt to escape and spread havoc across the entire park. It does sound very much like the film.
It does, without the license.
The the thing that draws me to this game is it is huge. It is massive. I've backed it at top tier on GameFound, and it's come in at roughly $210. That's for everything. That's for the new stuff, for the old stuff. This has got metal coins, neoprene mats. Its table presence is incredible. And just having the ability to be able to build your own dinosaur park and do all that kind of stuff. The artwork's incredible. And it as I say, it's already a set-in game. People have played it. People know about it. And it just seems like a more evolved version of Dinosaur Island, which I have and love. But sometimes that's just a pain in the backside game to play. It's really good fun, and if you're playing it with the right people, it's really good. I think this might be the same, but yeah, I think it's going to be one of those games that comes to my table quite a lot.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it because I have to play it. It's dinosaurs.
It's dinosaurs, man. It sounds exactly like Jurassic Park, Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Obviously, there is a new film coming out soon. Not sure about the casting, but that's not for this podcast. This isn't.
That's a different podcast.
The tome of films. Is there anything else you're looking forward to? I know I'm definitely looking forward to teaching you some more games this year.
Yeah, more games. I'm looking forward to getting more card games as well. Actually, as you know, you're more of a board game person. I'm more of a card game person, as you found out earlier before we recorded.
Yep.
I think that might be the worst card game I've ever bought.
Yeah. For £1, I can see why it is.
It was £1.30, I think it might be. Maybe £1.20. But still.
Yeah.
It was quite bad. But we won't name it because it might be one of them cult.
And we also might have played it wrong.
We probably did play it wrong, to be fair.
The rules for it are very vague. Yeah. But
House rules.
House
rules,
yeah.
Is the way we need to play it. But.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to teaching you some new games, getting you to play these games that I've played for a few years now. Eventually, we will drag you into Warhammer. We've already got you into Blood Bowl. We're getting there.
Yeah, Blood Bowl. I think is as far as Warhammer I'm going. I'm probably more interested in dystopian.
Absolutely.
I think I'm more gearing towards that.
We'll definitely see. I mean, unless somebody offers up bolt action, I'm sure we'll.
We're not buying bolt action. Someone has to give it to us.
But yeah, I mean, we've got plenty of games that we need to play to get some of these episodes out, so it's definitely something to look forward to, and I'm looking forward to seeing where we can get the podcast to as well.
Yes. Coming to a town near you soon.
But yeah, we're going to move on to the next segment, which is everybody's favourite segment, apart from Pop's, and that is Pop's Quiz. I've got 5 questions for you today.
Oh, 5?
Yeah.
It was 5 last time, wasn't it?
I think it's always 5, but just so we know. Please do comment on your scores. Let us know how you got on. Let us know if any of the questions are duplicates or too easy. Question 1. What are the names of the 2 decks in Monopoly called?
Chance.
Yeah.
I can't remember the second one.
Oh, it begins with a C. No?
No, it's gone.
So it's Chance and Community
Chest. That was it.
Lovely.
Ah.
Number 2. This is a game we've played recently. Well, not too recently, but recently. In Catan, what happens when you roll a 7?
I can't remember.
Can't remember.
No, it's not going well this week.
When you roll a 7, you move the robber.
Oh, yeah. No, I tried to erase that game from my memory.
It did drag a bit, didn't it, when we played it?
Yes.
No offense to anybody that likes that game.
We don't.
Question number 3. How many categories are there in Trivial Pursuit?
7.
Oh, I thought you were going to get it right then. No.
6.
6. There are 6. You're not doing well this week, are you?
No, I almost said 6 as well.
Here we go then. This one's a little bit more in your wheelhouse. Apart from the date, maybe. In 1978, how much was a pack of Top Trumps cards?
Top Trumps.
Yeah.
Oh, I love my Top Trumps.
What was their original price when they were released?
Original price. Are we including like inflation and things like that? Like from now
in that year, how much was it?
How much were they? They weren't a lot because I think everyone got them. So, oh no, 50p or something.
Well done, good guess. 50 pence. There was 11 packs when they first released, and they were 50 pence back, compared to the £5 to
£10
£10 they are now. Right, and question 6.
6? I thought there's only 5 questions.
I've written 6, but apparently I can't count anymore.
You can't count.
Question 5. Which board game was the first to be turned into a feature-length film?
Did it have Robin Williams in it?
No.
No, it's not that one then. Escape from Colditz?
No. I'll give you a clue. It had Christopher Lloyd, Tim Curry.
Oh, God. I can't remember.
Clue. You've never seen Clue?
No.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, Clue or Cluedo for our English. Great film. It's hilarious. It's got some really cool parts, and if you've got the DVD, going back a bit there,
DVD?
Or watching it somewhere, there are more than one endings to it.
Oh.
And it's just a good comedy film.
I don't think I've ever seen it. That was a very disappointing week this week.
Yeah, you didn't do very well then. You got 1.
What's my forfeit this
5.
week? My forfeit this week is I have to go and play Catan.
You have to learn to play Arborea in German.
We'll talk about that another day, shall we?
I think that's pretty much it for this week.
Yes, a nice sort of short one to ease us back into it after the
break.
The break, so to speak.
Please let us know if there's any requests for episodes you want to hear, anything you want us to mention or talk about, any recommendations for games for us to play as well. Please let us know. Please let your friends know about this podcast. At the minute, as we said, we are just word of mouth.
Yep. So carry on with that word of mouth and tell your friends.
Yes, please. If you enjoyed it, definitely tell your friends. If you didn't, pretend you enjoyed it.
Don't forget to give us a like and follow on Instagram and Twitter, X.
On X, yeah. And where you can, please leave a rating on the episode and hit that bell, as
ding,
they say.
Ding, ding.
Like I said, we're trying to move a few of the older episodes over to YouTube to open up to another fan base. I'm not too sure when that will be, but I'll keep everybody updated on that.
Yeah, we can get that done.
But yeah, thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.
Ta-ra.